2024 Probability. Fourth video. Probability. What is meant by probability? Probability is the mathematical term that we can give for the possibility. Here you can see few events. The sun will rise tomorrow. Yeah, it's an event which definitely occur. It's a certain one. So, the probability of the event the sun will rise tomorrow is 1. It's a definite one. So, the probability is 1. And also now I am considering about rolling a die numbered from 1 to 6 and the event obtaining number 14. So it's impossible because of why? We have numbered the cubic die from 1 to 6. So the probability of that event is 0. When we are considering about tossing a fair coin, the possible outcomes are head and tail. So the probability of obtaining heads is half of that. No? So the probability is half. So the probability of a random experiment is in between 0 and 1. Normally we are keeping the value as a fraction, and if we want, we can express it as a decimal also. Probability of an outcome when the outcomes are equally likely. The probability of an outcome of a random experiment with equally likely outcomes is 1 over total number of outcomes in the sample space of the random experiment. First example, the experiment of observing the number of turns up when an unbiased cubic die with its faces numbered from 1 to 6 is rolled. Sample space is with the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, number of elements in the sample space is 6. Now we are going to find the probability of obtaining number 1. Here you can see there are 6 possible outcomes in the sample space, and obtaining 1 is only one of them. So, because of this is an experiment with equally likely outcomes, the probability of obtaining 1, obtaining 2, obtaining 3, obtaining 4, obtaining 5 and obtaining 6 also same in magnitude. So, that probability is 1 over 6. Now we are considering about the experiment of tossing an unbiased coin and observing the side that turns up. So the sample space with the elements head and tail. Because of this is an experiment with equally likely outcomes, the probability of obtaining head and the probability of obtaining tail is equal. Because of there are only 2 possible outcomes, then the probability of obtaining head is 1 over 2. It means half. Probability of an event when the outcomes are equally likely. We can find out the probability of an event by dividing the number of elements in the event by total number of outcomes in the sample space of the random experiment. Here you can see the formula. We can use the symbols to represent the formula as below. If we are considering about the event A, probability of A, we can represent as PA. To represent probability, we can use the letter P. So, PA is equals to NA divided by NS. NA means number of elements in the set A. NS means number of elements in the sample space. Let's go to find the probability of an event. First example, consider the experiment of observing the number which turns up when an unbiased cubic die with its faces numbered from 1 to 6 is rolled. Sample space is with the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the number of elements in the sample space is 6. Roman number 1, find the probability of the event A. Here they have given the event A with the elements 2, 4 and 6. So number of elements in the set A, in the event A is 3. Probability of the event A, we can express as PA. PA is equals to 3 over 6. Because of why? NA is 3, NS is 6. So, this is not the final answer because of why? We can simplify it furthermore. So, we should keep the answer in the simplest form. And normally we are keeping the answer as a fraction. Therefore, PA is equals to half. Roman number 2, find the probability of the event obtaining a prime number. I am naming that event as B. So, what are the elements of the event B? 2, 3 and 5. So, number of elements in the event B is 3. Now we can find the probability of the event B. Here we have to substitute the values. PB is equals to NB divided by NS. You know, NB is equals to 3, NS is equals to 6. So, PB is equals to 3 over 6. We can simplify it. So, the final answer is probability of the event B is half. Consider the experiment of drawing a bead from a bag which contains 7 identical red beads and 5 blue beads and recording its color. Roman number 1. Find the probability of drawing a red bead. Roman number 2. Find the probability of drawing a blue bead. You know that there are 7 red beads and 5 blue beads. So, there are 12 beads in total. So, the probability of drawing a red bead is 7 over 12. And the probability of drawing a blue bead is 5 over 12. Here you can see another example graphically. There are 4 red cars and 6 green cars in the stores, and the probability of being a red car is 4 over 10. Actually, we can simplify it as 2 over 5. And the value of that fraction is 0.4. But normally, we are expressing it as a fraction. Do the activity number 4. To continue the lesson, you should watch the next video.